morning, dear students. The previous day we discussed textbook grammar, kinds of sentences. In that, when we discussed, some students have a doubt regarding how to make negative sentences. So today I will explain you how to form negative sentences. This is very essential for beginners to learn how to make negative sentences. That will help you a lot in the formation of questions and other kinds of transformational sentences. Depends on this negative sentences. That is the very base. So let us come to this formation of negative sentences. You see, a negative sentence simply means having no or not in that sentence. For example, first a simple sentence we take example. I am happy, for example. This is a positive statement, okay, because there is no negation or no or not. Such word of negation is not seen. I am happy. So this is, everybody knows how to make it negative. We can make it negative by adding what? Auxiliary, that is am plus not. Okay. So we can say I am not happy. I am not happy. This is a negative sentence because we have used not, the word not, along with the auxiliary verb. So we can write it I am not. I am not. Or we also can say I am not happy. Okay? Is it clear? So this is easy to make negative because we have to add not, N-O-T, to the auxiliary verb. So I hope that you know all the auxiliary verbs. We have 24 auxiliary verbs in English. We can add not along with that. We call it anomalous finite. Okay. So we can add not with that. See, when a sentence does not contain an auxiliary verb, how to make negative sentence? That is very important. That is what we are going to discuss here. For example, Raju paints the wall. Raju paints the wall. See, is there an auxiliary verb in the sentence? We know auxiliary verbs. Is ama, was, were, do, does, did, have, a, had, will, would, shall, would, can, would, may, must, need, there, or used to. 24 auxiliary verbs. So we don't see is ama, was, were, do, does, did, have, a, had in this sentence. Okay, Raju paints the wall is given. So how to make it negative sentence? We cannot add a not to the main verb. Raju paints not the word. We cannot say so. That is wrong. So to find out, see, every main verb contains an auxiliary verb in it. It's something like water molecule, you see. It contains H2O. So H2O, like we have a water molecule. So we have here every main verb contains an auxiliary verb in it. So how to find the auxiliary verb in a sentence? I mean in the main verb. See, we have something called do and its forms. What are the forms of do? Do is present tense. We have does and did. These are the forms of do. Do, does, did. This is called split infinitive in English. Split infinitive. Do, does, did. So if the given sentence does not contain an auxiliary verb, you have to use do or one of its forms. Either do or does or did. Any one of it. According to this verb, we have to use it and break the main verb. See here, do is, we know that it is present tense. And what's the number of, what's the number here, singular or plural? So, do is present plural. We know that it goes with plural subjects. So, do is present tense as well as plural. So, what about does? Does is also present. Okay, does is present, but it is singular. I'll write below there. Okay. Does is present, does is singular. So remember, when we say plural, we are using plural subject. I, we, you, they, or two or more names. We use do. He, she, it, or a single name we use does. There, this is singular. So did, we know that did is past. Did is past, and it is for both singular and plural, both. So I did, we did, you did, he did, she did, it did. So in past tense we use did for all the subjects, singular and plural, whereas do is used in present tense for plural subjects and plural verbs, and does is for singular. So here, let us take the verb. The verb in this sentence, as everybody knows, it is pains. The verb in the sentence is pains. Okay. So what's the tense of this? It is present tense. And what's the number? Singular or plural? By number I mean it is singular number or plural. So this is singular. You see, we can understand a verb in present tense is singular or plural by observing. You see, all the S ending verb, if the verb ends in S, all the S ending verb will be singular. For example, is, was, has, sings, plays, whatever you write, all the S ending verbs, all the verbs ending in S is singular. Okay. If you add S to a verb, that becomes singular. But if you add S to the noun, that becomes plural. Okay. For example, book, books, pen, pens, school, schools. So adding S to the noun, they become plural, but adding S to the verb, it becomes singular. That you keep in your mind. Okay, now. So, pains here, pains, P-A-I-N-T-S, is equal to does plus paint. Let us take it as paint, for example, paint. What's the auxiliary verb in the verb paint? If they paint, suppose, then how will you find? They is plural, so paint is plural here. So we have to find do plus paint. So paints is equal to does plus paint. Okay? Paint is equal to do plus paint. Painted, past tense, is equal to did plus paint. So you understood? So that is the way we break the main verb. If the given sentence does not contain an auxiliary like is, am, was, were, do, does, it, have, shall, will, shall, whatever it is, if the given sentence does not contain an auxiliary verb, a main verb is given. To make it negative, you have to find out the auxiliary verb. So to find out the auxiliary verb, we use this. Do. Do and its form is called split infinitive. Okay. We have to use this. And remember, while using it, do is present tense plural, does is present tense singular, did is past tense for both singular and plural. Now, paints is equal to does plus paint, paint is equal to do plus paint, painted is equal to did plus paint. Remember, once you take the auxiliary verb out from the main verb, what remains is root form or the V1 form. After taking the auxiliary verb, don't write he does not paints or they do not paint or paints, you should write, or I did not paint it. So once you take auxiliary verb out, once you break the main verb, what remains is the root form or the base form, the first form of the verb. I shall give another example if you can try. For example, I write here the verb eat, very common verb. How can you find the auxiliary verb in the verb eat? Okay. So you know the other forms. Eat, eats, ate. There's the other form. So here eat. Eat is present tense. That is for plural number. So we can say do plus eat is equal to do plus eat. eats. Now, can you say eats? Yes, very good. S form. So, S form of do is does. Does plus eat is eats. And now we have ate. What is ate? Past form. So, past form of do, we have did. Did plus eat. So, what we find here is V1 form. Okay. That you should keep in your mind. So, now we go to the auxiliary verb. Now we can make it negative sentence. We are going to make the sentence Raju paints the wall into negative. How will we write? I'm just removing this for the purpose of writing. Okay. I hope you understood how to split the verb, main verb. So we can say Raju paints does, auxiliary verb. Does plus not. Does not paint. Does not paint the wall. Okay. Raju does not paint the wall. We have made that into negative sentence. Is that clear? Okay. So, the structure of negative sentence, we can find it out now. Subject plus auxiliary. Auxiliary plus not. Plus V1 plus object complement. Every sentence may not have object, so there will be complement. OC stand for object or complement. So, subject plus auxiliary plus not. This is a structure of negative sentence. Okay. This is a structure of negative sentence. Subject plus auxiliary plus not plus verbal plus object. You see, subject Raju, auxiliary does, auxiliary AUXILI plus not. This is word of negation. Okay. V1 is paint. This is V1. The word here is object. I'll write it neatly. Paint the wall. This is object. Okay. So this is a structure of negative. So if you know how to make this, it is easy for us to make questions also. There are three kinds of questions actually. Two kinds very useful. Question word question and yes or no questions. Now I hope you understood how to make negative. So if the given sentence contains an auxiliary, you can add a not to the auxiliary. But if the sentence doesn't contain an auxiliary verb, we found how to find it out. Okay, I shall give you another example, then you find it out. It's the negative form. He played. He played well. How can you make it negative? Anybody? So, what's the verb in this sentence? That's very good. The verb in the sentence is played. And in which tense it is given? Present tense or past tense? Yeah, you're right. It is V2 form, past tense. So, we have used do or does or did. Which one is used in the past form? Yes, we use the form of do, that is did. In the past tense we use in past tense did. So, how can you split this verb? Okay, if you take the verb play, play is equal to, can you say? Yes, do plus play. Suppose it is plays, how will you write? Yeah, does plus play. And if it is played, how will you break this main verb played? We can use it. Yes. Did plus play. So we can write he did not or didn't play. V1 form, very important. Well. So we got the negative sentence. Okay. Now, we also were asked to make questions or interrogative sentences, no? How to make interrogative sentence. So, to make interrogative sentences, we have to invert the position of the subject and the verb. That means we have to bring the verb, that is auxiliary verb, in the first place. Okay, auxiliary verb in the first place. To make questions, we have to break the auxiliary verb in the first place. Here, I am happy. We can make it by yes or no question by bringing the auxiliary in the first place. That is, am I happy? Remember to put the question mark at the end. In an interrogative sentence ends with a question mark. Am I happy? Now, Raju paints the wall. So, to make it positive, we can remove this if you like. So, we have to bring the auxiliary in the first place. Does Raju paint? Does Raju paint the wall? Question mark. See? So that is easy. That is easy to make question. If you know how to make negative sentences, it is easier for you to make questions. We shall rewrite the sentence. Here. Does Raju paint? Does Raju paint the wall? We can make the negatives. We can also say negative sentence if you like. Does Raju not paint the wall, or doesn't Raju paint the wall? So we can place the subject in between auxiliary and not. Does Raju not? Or we can place them together. Does plus not together. Both this case it is correct. But remember, auxiliary plus the structure of question is yes or no question. Yes or no question. Yes or no question. The structure is auxiliary plus subject plus verb plus object, complement if it is there, plus question mark. This is a structure that you should keep in mind. Auxiliary, does, subject, Raju, paint, the word, object. Okay. In the last exercise we saw, he played well. He played well. How can you make it an yes or no question? Already we have found the auxiliary hidden here. Did plus play is played. So we have to start the sentence with did, because auxiliary verb is the first one. Did plus subject. Did he plus verb play. We have no object there. Complement is there. Did he play well? Plus question mark. Don't forget the question mark. So this is easy to make a sort of question if you know how to make negative sentence. And you see, if you know this, question word question is easy. You have to just drop a question word question. So we shall see how to make question word question. Slight change. Only a small change in the question word question. That's the beauty of learning English, you see. Here auxiliary is there now in a sort of question. Yes. We have to add a question word. That is the only difference. If you add a question word before the auxiliary verb, we get question word question. Okay, so this is for question word question. Question word question. So how can you add? You can drop a suitable question words. Okay, so we can say when. Then the next should be small letter. That's the only difference. When does Raju paint the wall? Okay, so we can use a suitable question word, keeping the same format, only a question word. Okay, so did he play well? You can say why and make it negative. I mean, question word question. Why did he play well? So whatever you want to say, that's the beauty of English. You see, if you know one thing, we can learn many things based on that. So, but first we learn how to make negative sentence, and from that negative sentence we learn how to make yes or no question. Yes or no question, the answer is yes. Does Raju play the ball? Yes or no. Did he play well? Either yes or no. So that is called yes or no question. Now, the structure already we saw yes or no question, auxiliary plus subject plus verb. So that we learned. Now the question word question. If you add a question word before the auxiliary, yes or no question, we get question word question. So how do you find it? This is easy, no? So remember, once again, I am going to conclude what we have learned today. If the given sentence does not contain an auxiliary verb, how to make negative sentence? If an auxiliary is there, it is easy. We can add not to the auxiliary verb. They are playing, they are not playing. She is singing, she is not singing. He is reading, he is not reading. So that is easy. But if the sentence does not contain an auxiliary verb, how to do it? That is what is important. So we call it split infinitive, the do and its forms. Do, does, did. So do is plural, present tense. Does is singular, present tense. Past, did, both singular and plural. So we have learned how to break the verb, how to get the auxiliary verb from the main verb. That depends on the tense and the number of the verb. If it is present tense, we can use either do or does. Do is used if it is plural. Does is used if there is singular or the verb ends in s. And did if it is past tense, both for singular and plural. I hope this is clear, short one, but I think it is easy for you to understand.